So we are back with another Dokkan Battle video where we are going to take a look at the news for Dokkan this week. Mostly what we have learned from the 10th anniversary now that it is quote-unquote ending, though I highly suspect, as well as others, that there will be an EX part. Part 3 has introduced some major shakeups to the list in the case of the Tier 0, but I think a lot of you already know that. We're just going to quickly add them in, huh? So let's scroll all the way down here. Let's not waste any time. Let's not be cute about this. We're going to drag the monkeys to the top, and we're going to go back down, and we're going to grab the gods and drag them to the top. I don't really have any qualms about this. Let's just make sure my organizing is right. So blue at the end. Yeah, that should be right. Reminder, if you're seeing this list for the first time, that this is not how good I think the characters are in a row. This is color coordinated for ease of use. Green to the front, red to the front. That way you can look at this, be like, oh, I know that Tech is here, so if there's any other Tech characters in this slot, they will be here. In hindsight, I do love that I moved Tech Vegeta up. He feels phenomenal. Again, if you watched the beginning of my tier list video from before, but maybe you skipped off or you were like, yo, this motherfucker's capping or something like that, just know that Vegeta was a character near the end that I moved up to tier 0.5. Do I still feel very solid about all of these? I think I do. I think I do. I really like I really like this list of characters here. I think I really like them. Obviously, we're getting some new fights. We don't know how dire that's going to look. The Supreme Magnificent Battle has not been to the same quality as the Red Zone this celebration, but, you know, time makes fools of us all. So let me just, again, confirm. Yeah. Do I want to be this brave? Do I want to stand on business right now? I'm going to stand on some business. I actually love this character. And maybe I'm sucking dick. But hey, hands in the air. Caught. Maybe I'm on dick when I say this. But every single time I use this character, I never have to move him from slot 2 or slot 3. He is literally him. He just stands there. Have I learned anything else from time passing? I want to alter this in any other way. I would like to move Blue Vegeta up here, because I don't think the Universal Survival Saga team exists without him. The rest of these characters I kind of feel safe about. They're kind of characters that are falling out pretty hard, and it just is what it is. Reminder, this is not left to right who the best is, because if it was, it'd probably be this character here or this character over here. Again, it's just these characters are bunched in colors. That's it. Beast is not better than this Vegeta. Vegeta is probably actually over here. We got that? We got that. It's just color coordinated, man. So yeah, I think I do like that. Buhan still looks great. Cell is still baby Buhan to me. Though I could literally see him being up here if that's the case, but we'll just keep him there for now. It's pretty easy to get 5 hits in the new fights because the early phases are so laughable, so Vegeta looks good. Janemba seems fine here. Frieza I've really liked, but I have to do more testing there. I only just recently got my... I got the Frieza this celebration, so I haven't had them link leveled. Gotenks feels great. Yeah, I think so. If you're a new returning player, I tried to make this as objective as possible. I think the only one that I'm maybe biased on is I am a Cell Saga fan. You listen to me now. I like a few characters, especially in Dragon Ball. I like Cell Saga. I like Broly. And I like Super Saiyan 4. So if I'm, if you hear some shit about like Cell Saga, specifically Cell Saga, if you hear some shit about like Cell Saga characters being #1, I might be on dick. Like you could catch me. Like it might be me just being biased. So I'll take that. The rest of this I think is pretty fair. I think this is what these characters do. I think this is where I like them. Anything below tier 1, I think is either you either are just like not strong enough to be the winning factor, or you contribute, but you are a little bit of a lose condition. I think all these characters are fine. They're great. I think Jiren especially is nice and sturdy. This all has some nuance in it. Jiren's nice and sturdy, but obviously he's not going to win the fight for you. He's just a nice sturdy option. Whereas characters in meta, I mean, I actually want to take this Kaioken Goku. I hate this character. I'm just going to throw him here. I hate that character. I don't even want him on meta. I actually hate that character so bad. They ruined it. So anyway, yeah, I think this is what the updated list is just looking like. Just move some things around. How I'm feeling after about a week of interacting with the stages, how I'm feeling after the EZAs. Again, I think they're undeniably tier 0, and them being undeniably tier 0 is why 0.5 is staying where it is. I think you could for a little bit argue that Beast, Great Ape, Broly, maybe Gotenks could be up there because of how pivotal they are to certain turns, but these dudes make it seem childish, right? And their stacking is great. I don't know. So that's how I'm feeling there. Let's move on to the rest of the talking points. So another big thing that has come out of this anniversary, you know, again, we're doing a little bit of a post-mortem on the anniversary, even though there is an EX part probably coming. And that is the highlighting of what I think Dokkan constitutes as important. So what do I mean there? I guess I'll go to pure Saiyans is the best way to get to this. So here we have Battle Against Some Goku, which is one of the single worst EZAs I've ever personally seen. That's just me. I'm talking about like modern EZAs where they get a bunch of text, not like back in the day where it was like, now this character has 100% attack. You know what I mean? I wasn't there for that, but modern text EZAs like this where I just look at it and go, I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea what they were thinking. And a character like this, who again, you know, people use that iconic word a lot, including myself. Extremely iconic moment for Dragon Ball, extremely iconic moment for anime in general. You could argue this is like one of, if not the most important moment in shaping what shonen would become. You know, transformations, you know, these battle animes, like it did a lot for the space, for the genre as a whole, and kind of given what I would say is lackluster for how important this is to me. But that's the thing. Important to me, but from the looks of it, not that important to Dokkan, right? I mean, people disagreed with me, which is fine, by the way. If you disagree with me, by the way, if you're seeing this and you're about to see me talk about this, if you disagree with me, I actually have no problem with that at all. You know, I think everybody's entitled to their opinion. Not only that, I don't really think people have like stupid opinions. I'm not like, oh my god, you're so stupid for thinking this way. If you disagree with what I'm about to say about Demon King Piccolo, it is what it is. Like, it's fine. I encourage people to say how they feel. I think the Dokkan community needs a little bit more of that, in my opinion. But this character not having 2-turn support, using a lot of his great animations on free to play, but being fine, by the way. Probably the single strongest free to play unit I've personally seen. I thought Bio Broly was really good. I was aware of Master Roshi's EZA, but yeah, I'm pretty impressed by this. Good enough, I'd say, but definitely good, quote unquote, for a free to play unit, rather than just like amazing. Like, I wouldn't put him in like the tier 0 or something. He'd probably be around tier 2 for me, which is fine. That's like enough. That said, I still feel a little disrespected as someone who grew up with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z to see this character relegated to free to play, when if he was a premium unit, he would have like 2 or 3 turn support. Because remember, the bar is the bar, right? So when I go to him and I click on Demonic Power, and then I click on this guy right here, and his bar happens to say 3 fucking turns of support, I go, well, I sort of expect 3 turns of support from my super strong support units now. Either that or you need to be Gogeta. And you could say, well, that's unfair because he's free to play. And I'd say, well, don't use all of his animations on free to play. You know, that's how I would respond to that. So I get why people would be upset with me kind of raining on their parade, but just know that I'm not raining on your parade. I want better. You know, I want us to have characters like Demon King Piccolo be the strongest they can be, rather than like, you can see where they're like, we can't do that. You know, he's free to play. We can't make him the best support in the game and him be free. So but the reason I bring that up is just to say, as we go down to the gods and the 4s, their EZA is obviously hyper phenomenal, insane, busted, crazy, all of those words. Like, if you're a newer returning player and maybe you've been out long enough that you're kind of like, oh, who should I pull on? Who should I keep? You know, where am I getting the most value out of my box? I would imagine that a lot of returning players have this character because it's extremely hype, right? You know, fucking Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I would say that he's so good that if you could possibly pick him up with coins, or like maybe you're a low spending player and you still have like the ticket or whatever, like the stone, I would try to grab him. He seems like he could literally be number one. You know what I mean? And I would say that this is probably the best orb changer ever. As well as, I mean, just being incredible. I mean, this is a great unit. Obviously, they share the same base, but this is a really strong unit. It's crazy. But Super Prince Money, oops, Super Prince Money, Super Saiyan 4 Prince Money, and I would say that this is sobering because obviously Vegeta was strong, or is strong. You know, Grade 8 Vegeta is very strong, and Frieza is strong. So it seems like they knew that the villains need help because the villains aren't really getting help in this anniversary, but also they understood that like this isn't where their efforts need to go. Because, and again, I'm just gonna say this plainly, even if people don't want to hear it. Is Gogeta here? Gogeta's not here. The Super EZA Gogeta was okay. The Super EZA Vegito was okay. You know what I mean? Like, just a bunch of, oh, alright, I mean, this is okay. This is okay. Into, like, oh my god. The hypest shit in the world, right? So, we kind of are more aware of where Dokkan falls on the scale, on the hype scale. So, it is what it is. I mean, literally, and I'm not going to make this a big point, but if you guys saw, they threw out Ultra Cell for Dragon Ball Legends as like a teaser at like 8 p.m. Japan time, and it's like a Sting that's coming in like 8 days away, which has never happened before according to Garesh. Like, it's like they don't care at all, right? They don't care at all, and that makes me very happy that the Cell, this Super EZA Gohan is pretty okay, and the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan specifically are really good. Because I would be heartbroken if I was waiting for Ultra Cell for years and they casually threw his trailer out on Twitter at like 4 a.m. Eastern or some shit. No fanfare. We're like, whatever, because they're going to go do DAIMA now. You know what I mean? So, to the people who are like, oh my god, they didn't do Super Saiyan 2 Gohan any justice, you need to count your blessings. I'm counting my blessings. You need to count your blessings because it could have been dire, dude. But yeah, so that's why I fall on that. What has the 10th anniversary enlightened for us? And of course, this is coming from Misaka K1 on Twitter. Please follow them. They're the one that does these EZA graphics. I have no hand in this, but I reference it so much. So we now have every EZA, assumedly, until maybe Int Gogeta down here is the one that people see as maybe getting something in the EX part. But we have every EZA, quote unquote. The ones I could see, and this could become huge. We get Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, 1. We get this and this. These two TURs right here. 2, 3. Int Gogeta's 4. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who's our Carnival, is 5. And suddenly, we almost were one short of a Grade 8 power team, right? Or Giant 8 power. And then we use Vegito. Or Vegeta, rather. Tech Vegeta. Now that could be crazy. Because we're probably not going to get any LRs for EX. So what if we got 3 TURs? That'd be dicey. That'd be kind of dicey. The only reason I can see them not doing this is because, like I say, this is the list for the rest of the year, right? So they do need to save shit. Because, do they need to save shit? I mean, DAIMA is coming fast. And I guess that's the big thing to talk about here is Giant 8 Power is now a team. Spoiler alert, DAIMA. And even Garesh is starting to say that DAIMA could be looking to essentially take over March for Dragon Ball Legends. And, I mean, DAIMA's ending soon, essentially. There's going to be one, I mean, isn't it this week? Should literally just be Tuesday, February right now, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days away from DAIMA potentially ending, and then going into, you know, Post-Mortem, essentially, where they just pump as much assets into DAIMA as possible. It is going to be kind of interesting what they decide to go to here. And if they decide to coincide it with Legends, which would be a big opportunity to make a lot of money because you get everybody on board at the same time, right? Dokkan's doing DAIMA, Legends is doing DAIMA. If you know what's in there. I'm not going to say it, but if you know what's coming in there. So, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, do they do DAIMA now? Do they rip the Band-Aid off? Could they possibly get away with doing these three? Yeah, I think they could. There's a lot of LRs coming from DAIMA. I will say that the last 4 episodes coming in on 5 have been very intense in terms of things they could put in, not to mention things we haven't even gotten in Dokkan. Dokkan has been extremely sparse on DAIMA so far, and there are things from the beginning portions of DAIMA that could easily make appearances as TURs, LRs, what have you. So yeah, could they do 3? I guess they could, honestly. I guess they could and could need to pack it out, but more importantly, if I had to guess, I would be expecting a movies DFE to come semi soon. I know Truth talked about it, but usually there's a March DFE, and if you're new or returning, you don't know there's March DFE. So I could see a movies coming very soon. Maybe get this Gohan out of the way. Maybe get this paired unit out of the way, which for a while has been updated to get easy aid, but hasn't. There's a bunch of movies over here. These 3 over here. There's a Tournament of Power over here. I really do think the more I look at it, we are getting the universe 6 versus what is it? What are they? 6 versus 7? Whatever it is. I think we're gonna get hit. Like, if we're gonna hit at some point, we're gonna get Kefla at some point, because there's a ton of Tournament of Power that is right around that portion. They cannot keep returning to Tournament of Power and it being the end. I promise you. As for the 2022 list, yeah, I think they're going to be trying to look to get the Orange Piccolo cash in at some point this year. If I had to guess, there's a lot to work with over in superheroes. The Gammas are a no-brainer. What would they do for a Gamma unit though? Like, what would they do? What would they do to get Gammas back out? Because they help artificial life forms and stuff a lot. Could they get any representation out of them? I guess they could do like a standalone LR, or they could do an LR exchange Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a quick flyby to say that the EZAs this year look crazy. We are finally at the point where we're getting elite animations packed into the EZAs, including another bit of Majin representation over here. I would say that I am kind of expecting another exchange, like a proper exchange, Goten and Trunks into Gotenks, because there is this Vegeta that needs the EZA and he wants a Trunks unit of some kind. And I will say that this is probably the year that we cash in the LR Goku Black, because Zamasu is waiting, as well as having just like another, future EZA portioned right here. Please, Dokkan, if you're out there and listening, exchange androids or LR Cell. Please exchange androids or LR Cell and hit these EZAs up. This Trunks never got a chance to be good. He would be so bro, please. And all that being said, like, if you like the video, subscribe to the club. We all gonna make it, and peace.